All right, example 4, graph this one right here. So now, first thing, I'm going to go through my list of my things I need to actually start by doing. What is the first thing? Say it, and I did it wrong the other day. Amplitude, right? So my amplitude is my period is just going to be, what is tangent and cotangent always start with? Pi. So it's pi. Pi equals x, right? Because there's no number in front of that, is there? So my period is just going to be. Now, the difference between tangent, cotangent, and the others is right here where I have to go and do my asymptote. So I'm going to do that. So my asymptote. So my first asymptote for tangent is going to be where? Negative what?
2 pi.
Nope. Negative pi over 2. And my other one?
Positive pi over 2.
Positive pi over 2, right?
Yeah.
So right here, I'm going to do it the same way we did it previously on the last one. So this is going to be equal to, okay. Remember when we, back on that slide, we had right here. It's equal to what? Bx, right? In this case over here, what is my b value? What is my b value?
1.
B is equal to 1. So it's just going to be x, right? Okay, same thing goes here. So my asymptotes are where? Negative pi over 2 and positive pi over 2. So that's going to help me out because the negative pi over 2 I'm going to call what? Start. That is my start. So my start is going to be negative pi over 2. 1/4, 1/2, 3/4, and end.
What if people observe that one?
Now, what do I have to do next? Oh, yeah, I'm going to find x. Very good. I'm going to find x. But how do I find x?
Start times period plus. Wait.
1/4 times
period,
which is
pi plus start, which
what?
is negative pi over 2.
Very good. Now please do that. I don't like 3 pi over 4.
It's 4.3.
What do we come up with? Negative pi over 4? Yeah, negative pi over 4, right?
I did negative pi over 4. That's is that a minus sign? Oh, negative.
Yeah, it's plus a negative. Plus a negative.
Oh, so it's 5 pi over 4.
Negative pi over 4.
Oh, yeah.
Half.
So 1/4 plus pi. Negative pi over 2.
That's times pi.
Oh. I'm
Is that better? Go ahead. So, what do we get for this next one? At half, what do we get? 0. And 3/4.
Pi over 4.
Okay. So, what's the one thing that we added to this that we didn't have on our previous problems? The what? Very good. Vertical shift. Is there a phase shift here? No. We have a vertical shift, so my vertical shift 2. So I'm going to go through and find my values now. So we're plugging it in there, right? So it's going to be, let's see, 2 plus tangent of x, which is negative pi over 4. And if you have your unit circle out, it is so helpful.
Let you.
Negative pi over 4.
Negative 1.
So it's negative 1, right? So it's 2 plus negative 1.
It's 1.
Just going to give me a positive 1. Do it again. 2 plus tangent at 0.
2.
Yeah, tangent at 0 is 0, right? So 0 plus 2? 2. And the next one is going to be 2 plus tangent at pi over 4.
Positive 1 is the next one. Positive 1.
Positive 1, right? So it's positive 1 plus 2? 3.
Hey, I figured out the pattern.
Okay. Okay, I have my graph. Start by, let's do our asymptotes. What goes next?
Plotted.
What's it?
Started in.
Hmm?
Started in.
Oh, we did that. Those are the asymptotes.
Negative pi over 4 is at 1.
Is that 1?
And then 0 is at 2. And then pi over 4 is at 3.
So hopefully you're actually attempting and sketching a graph.
Oh, that felt good.
It's the same.
You always had it back on. So few.
Okay, So, next one. So on example 5 here, on example 5, let's go through and actually start. Step 1. What is my amplitude?
-2.
Negative, negative 1.
Why is it -1?
Because what number's in front of cotangent? This is the vertical shift. This number attached to cotangent is a -1. Okay. All right, period.
Hi. What's your name?
So we have cotangent right there. What is my b value here?
Period is still pi, sir.
B value is what? 1. Very good. B value is 1. So it's going to be pi.
Whoa.
Pi equals just x, right? So my period comes out to be just pi. Because the number in front of x, my b value is 1, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Next step. So for cotangent, where's my asymptotes at?
0.
0 and
1.
pi. So 0 equals bx. So this one's going to be 1x, right? And pi is equal to 1x. There we go.
Can I ask you a question about the asymptotes? Is it always going to be 0 and pi? And what changes?
Yeah, that's what starts. We're doing a phase shift on this one now.
Because of the -2?
No, because the negative pi over 4. Yeah, it's the phase shift. Remember, phase shift moves everything left and right, doesn't it?
Yeah, the negative pi over 4, right?
Yeah. And so now, because of this, now that we have a phase shift here, we have to move the whole thing left and right. So which way is it going?
It's going left.
So let's see. Let's list everything. So my vertical shift is going to be what? Negative what?
-2.
My phase shift,
It's going to be a positive pi over 4.
positive pi over 4, isn't it?
Why? Because phase shift changes.
Okay? The phase shift moves it left and right, doesn't it?
Yes.
And so this whole thing, we have to move everything left and right. So this problem right here is going to add another step. Because last time we had our vertical shift, right? We had our vertical shift up and down. Now we're going to actually do a phase shift. And so for my phase shift is going to be minus my phase shift. So it's going to be this minus phase shift. So it's going to be minus the phase shift. So I'm going to have 0 minus pi over 4. This is going to be pi minus pi over 4. Did you write that down? Okay. When I have a phase shift, it's going to be minus the phase shift. My asymptote minus the phase shift. So because of that, I'm going to have negative pi over 4, right?
Yeah.
So my start that's quarter.
Let's see, guys.
And pi minus pi over 4. I heard it? Very good. 3 pi over 4.
So is it always going to be those first three? Pi over 4, 1 half, and 3/4?
What?
We're talking about the first set, the first points for the parts.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Those will
yeah.
always
Those are always. So in my regular functions, my sine and cosine, wasn't this going to be? This one right here would be what? That would be the 0, and that would be 1, right?
Yeah.
So it's the same thing start and end, but now this time we're calling it start and end because those are asymptotes there. I don't have to find a y value. An asymptote is a dotted line that goes all the way up and down, right? So I don't actually have to do an x and y. That's the reason why this is slightly different than the other one. Does that make sense?
Slowly catching up.
Okay. All right, so let's keep going then. So, to do the next thing,
You have to find your x.
okay, find my x value. So can I erase my asymptotes? Okay, I'm doing it anyway. So when we did this last time, it's going to be 1/4 times,
Right? Your pi, period,
so it's going to be what?
pi,
Pi
plus your
plus,
phase shift.
plus my what? Negative pi over start. That's my start, right?
So, so it's always going to be that 1/4 times pi times the period, right?
Yeah, 1/4 times the period.
Plus,
So it should look like this: 1/4 times period plus start.
and that's always going to be the same for all of them.
Yes, even if there is a phase shift, because I already included the phase shift in the start. I moved everything over from the start. Did you write that down? So I could start doing this one?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Alright, so that means that I'm going to have 1/4 times pi plus my start, which is negative pi over 4. So what am I getting here? 0? Okay. Fill me in. What am I doing for the next one? Look for an x value, right? What's the next one? No. Just tell me what to write down so I can do my work. Which piece am I looking for? Did I find 1/4? Is there a value already for 1/4? Look at the table. You see the table? Okay, is there a value already at 1/4? Okay, so now that means the next one has to be what? Try again.
Negative 1?
Nope, try again.
What's under 1 over 4? Pi over 4.
Say 1/2.
Oh.
So what am I writing? 1/2 times
Pi
plus
negative pi over 4.
I'm trying here. I'm trying. So what are we getting?
0, pi over 4, and pi over 2.
No, because you're going to break it out into the term Yeah, see? There you go.
Oh my god.
What do we get?
Wait.
Positive pi over 4, right?
No, I'm there.
Pi over 2.
Next is pi over 2.
And the person I keep talking to about this is just drawing pictures instead of following. I'm telling you to do. Yeah.
Wait, I'm confused.
Go ahead.
Do we put that in the calculator?
You can.
What?
What do you replace pi with? You don't put the pi, right?
What do you put one?
You put 1 instead of the pi, and the calculator will do it for you.
One then?
So it would be.
Wait, which one do I put one for?
So for the pi's, both pi's.
Both are fine?
Yeah. So pi over 2 times 1 plus a negative 1 over 4.
Why don't you come get your key, man? Come get your wrist instead
Like this before the end of the year.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Technically, Poncho is like kind of like my dad, you know.
Okay. So what do we come up with for this last one? Pi over 2.
Who's on
Pi over 2, right?
Yeah.
there? Yes. Ooh.
Those are my x values.
Poncho, if I see the patterns, does that make my life easier?
Yeah. A whole lot easier. Especially since our test is multiple choice. You
Just
just have-
multiple choice?
Wait, when is the
No,
test?
it's not just, but it is going to be multiple choice.
Oh.
And that's a big portion. Okay.
Like, I've always been, I'm simply started,
Okay.
like,
You ready?
yeah.
So, I found the x's. What do I do now?
You gotta find the Y's.
Oh, it's
Find the y's. So let's see. So it's going to be negative 2 minus cotangent of 0 minus pi over 4. Because that's my first value, right? 0 minus pi over 4. Negative pi over 4.
Yeah, that's basically negative.
Now, on your unit circle, negative pi over 4 is what?
Negative 1.
Negative 1. Yeah, that's 3 pi over 4, right? Okay, so it's going to be on my thing right here. So it comes out to be right here. So this is positive pi over 4. This is 7 pi over 4. But that spot right there is the one I'm going to, right? Okay, so this is going to be a negative 1, right? Say yes.
Yes.
Cotangent at that spot is negative 1. But it says negative 2 minus negative 1. So my answer is negative 1.
Oh, yeah, because,
Minus a negative. Minus a negative makes it a positive, right? Okay, keep going. Negative 2 minus cotangent of pi over 4 minus pi over 4.
Zero. The cotangent of 0 is.
Zero.
Isn't that undefined? That one's going to be undefined, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Isn't it just
Uh-oh, we got an issue here. You'll see it here in a minute.
No 0.
Undefined negative 2
Zero.
minus
It's a bunch of. It's not undefined. It is 0.
It's 0?
I don't undefined.
Okay, but what is cotangent?
1 over 0, sorry.
Cotangent's what over what?
Cotangent is x over y.
What is your x value? Okay. It's alright. And let's try pi over 2.
Pi over 2.
-2?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's 0.
Now, let's see what's our issue here. Now, I'm going to show you guys, okay, this is going to happen to you all the time. Do you know why? There's a lot of formulas. I'm asking you guys to do every single one of these steps all the time. Because when it comes time to actually take the test, you'll know and you'll understand, hey, that doesn't seem right, does it? Can you use a calculator?
Yeah.
Can you use a calculator on the test?
No. I mean, yes.
What do you mean? We use a calculator on every test.
Watch this. What mode?
Use a calculator for all this.
It's in radian, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, so if it's in radian, let's go ahead and take a look. So let's try my function. So what was my function? -2 minus cotangent of x minus pi over 4, right?
These calculators are smart enough to do stuff like this?
Everything. And I'm just have to show you guys how to do it. So if you're sleeping through this, sucks for you. Okay. What is my interval going to be? Where should I be talking about here?
0 and
Okay, so let's take a look. I'm going to, menu, window, and where did we say our asymptotes are?
-0.
0
And 5.
and pi. Okay, let's try that. Uh-oh, asymptotes aren't there, are they? Okay, when I found my asymptotes, we said it was where? -pi over 4 and 3 pi over 4. Let's see. Let me change that up. Menu. Negative.
Negative by 3.
Sure.
negative pi over 4. Why do you keep on putting the division sign?
I don't know why this is not doing it.
Pi, go to pi.
I know, but I was trying to do the... Oh yeah, this doesn't do the fraction, I forgot. Doesn't do the fraction over here. Over 4. And this one should be 3 pi over 4. Enter. Uh-oh. That doesn't seem right, does it? Okay. Your calculator's telling you that something's not right. So, does it look like there's an asymptote right here in the middle? Does it look like? Because it's going up this side and it's starting again over here. Those are asymptotes there. So, I'm going to show you guys the trick to go with this. And since we went here, remember, where's the asymptote supposed to have gone? If it's minus here, it should have gone to the positive. Let's take a look. So let's try positive pi over 4. And if I did this correctly, I'm only going to see one of the graphs. And if I went positive pi over 4, if it'd be pi, right? Would it be like 5 pi over 4? If I have pi and I add another quarter? I don't know. Let's see. Well, let's see how smart my calculator is. Can I say pi plus pi over 4? Is my calculator actually that smart?
It is?
Is that one function there?
Yeah.
Is that one? That's just one interval right there, right?
Yeah.
That's one period.
Yeah.
So what was wrong with what we did?
We did the asymptote wrong.
Asymptotes were wrong, weren't they?
Yeah.
And so right now, if you paid attention and if you actually wrote down a couple of those steps, you might actually be ready to take this because your calculator will do it everything, but you're going to need to have the values. So we looked to see, hey, my graph is wrong. It wasn't working. So that means that something was wrong over here. So let's go back. My asymptote was wrong, right? The asymptote's wrong. When we went back, my start was wrong, wasn't it?
Did you do this whole thing on purpose?
Yeah. I just want to see if anyone's actually even paying attention at all.
Oh, that was supposed to be positive pi over 4?
Uh-huh. Because it's always opposite.
Yeah.
And I did a minus sign instead.
That's what we were
But
talking
by
about
doing this, I wanted to show you guys the calculator. Because if I show you the calculator and you're like, oh yeah, it's on the calculator. You know, but this is actually, should be the easiest chapter in the book.
Oh, we can put all this stuff in the calculator.
Yeah, I've been on that.
I know, right? I've been trying to say it, but I've been trying to get people to pay attention. But Alex is asleep. He's going to run extra today.
What's that?
What's he wrestling?
Oh, that's Alex. I don't know
Yeah.
anyone.
He's doing 225.
Hey,
He-
145.
Okay,
Lightweight.
so what did I say? So from right here, my asymptote should have been 0 and pi equals, right? That's going to be my x, right? It became 0 plus pi over 4. So it's my asymptote plus phase shift. It's the exact same thing we've been doing. But I wanted a problem that you guys could actually plug in the calculator and actually try to figure out. See, asymptote plus the phase shift. Asymptote plus the phase shift. And then when I did that, what did that change? So this one became a positive pi over 4 because this right here is my start. And so if it changed my start, did it change all my values?
Yeah.
It does. It changes all the values.
Just one.
So here it is.
Whoa,
Oh, gotta make sure I correct that one right there. Yeah.
Oh, you did this earlier? Oh, no, what?
So it's plus the phase shift.
Wait up.
It's gonna be plus the phase shift. So I had it all ready here.
Oh,
When
did
you
you
change
do
it,
the correct
when you
one?
change the phase shift to positive.
No, it's plus. Because it's supposed to be positive right here. When I was doing it, I left it as a minus right here, so I changed it to
so
pluses.
you changed all the negatives to
No.
positives.
No, this is correct. Everything here is correct. That's why I had it.
I have a hole in my finger.
All right, we're gonna finish this.
That's what I no,
We're gonna finish this tomorrow.
What was the other one, Mr. Pacho?
We have a graph here.
Each